India becoming a $5 trillion economy is not guaranteed. In fact, history suggests the opposite. Most countries fail at this exact stage. That doesn't mean India is weak. It means this level of growth is where global forces start pushing back. So the real question is not whether India has ambition. The real question is whether India can survive the pressures that have stalled other rising economies. Because this outcome will not be decided only inside India. It will be shaped by global power politics, economic alliances, and decisions taken far beyond India's borders. $5 trillion is not just a milestone. It is a stress test. Below this level, countries are allowed to experiment. Mistakes are tolerated. Expectations are low. Above this level, the rules change. Markets demand stability. Investors demand predictability. Geopolitics becomes unavoidable. This is the stage where countries either transition into mature economic powers or enter long periods of stagnation. Latin America experienced this. Parts of Southeast Asia experienced this. Even some European economies experience this. India is now approaching the same threshold. A critical reality is often ignored. The global economic system is not neutral. It rewards some countries. It restricts others. Access to capital, control over technology, currency dominance, and trade rules are shaped by powerful nations. India's growth is happening inside a system still dominated by the United States and its allies. This creates opportunity, but also limitations. The US wants India strong, but not uncontrollable. China wants India contained, but not collapsed. This balance defines India's external environment. The United States plays a central role in India's economic future. American capital, technology, and market access are crucial for India's next phase of growth. But US support is not unconditional. It depends on strategic alignment, supply chain reliability, and regional stability. If India becomes too independent, pressure increases. If India becomes too dependent, vulnerability increases. Managing this relationship is not diplomacy. It is economic survival. Many assume China's slowdown automatically benefits India. This assumption is dangerous. China still controls global manufacturing infrastructure, logistics networks, and industrial ecosystems. Companies do not leave China easily. They diversify cautiously. India is not competing with China's ambition. It is competing with China's efficiency. Replacing China requires policy stability for decades, not years. This is one of India's hardest challenges. India's population is often described as its greatest asset. But demography is potential, not destiny. A young population without skills becomes an economic burden. At this stage of growth, India must shift from job creation to productivity creation. Manufacturing skills, digital skills, logistics skills, management skills. Without this transition, growth numbers look strong on paper, but weaken in reality. Manufacturing cannot be announced. It must be built. It requires reliable power, efficient ports, fast courts, predictable taxation, stable regulations. China spent decades building this ecosystem. India has begun the process, but the gap remains large. The danger is not failure. The danger is partial success. Partial manufacturing growth creates jobs, but does not create dominance. Some risks are invisible until damage is done. A strong US dollar makes imports expensive and debt heavier. Global conflicts raise energy prices instantly. Legal delays discourage long-term investment quietly. Bureaucratic friction accumulates costs slowly. Elections, policy reversals, and uncertainty affect confidence more than headlines suggest. These risks do not arrive dramatically. They erode growth silently. India's $5 trillion future will be decided by three real choices. First, skills over numbers. Second, manufacturing depth over consumption growth. Third, strategic patience over emotional geopolitics. None of these are easy. All require consistency across governments, not just ambition within one term. So, can India really become a $5 trillion economy? Yes, but only if it avoids the mistakes that history has already documented. $5 trillion is not destiny. It is discipline. It is not about speed. It is about endurance. Countries do not fail loudly at this stage. They stall quietly. Whether India accelerates or stalls will define its role in the world for the next 50 years. The next decade will decide whether India becomes a true economic power or remains a large but constrained economy. If you want serious long-term analysis of India, geopolitics, and the global system, this channel exists for that purpose. Because optimism without understanding is not progress.